freezes up, and they yell at me and say, "Oh, you're going to have to buy a new mower." Okay, I'm not good with vehicles. I'm just not. But if your car's bad, okay, you can't buy a new you can buy a new car. But if you park your car in the garage, why not go ahead and rebuild the engine? Why not go ahead and do the oil change, tune it up, flush the transmission, all the stuff, and then when you pull it out of the garage in the spring, when you get to the weight you want to be, you're okay. You run normal. Now your insulin levels are back to normal because we healed your pancreas. How do we heal a pancreas? Right here. See this little dotted line? The 5 supplements up above there are the ones we want you to. I'm going to point that to make sure we get that on camera. The 5 on the side there, I'm going to zoom in just a little. Good. 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 Okay. On the side right here, pancreatrophin PMG is a protomorphogen. Protomorphogens are products that Royal Lee was a genius. If I ever have another son, I'm going to name him Royal. Because every Royal I've ever read about, Royal Rife and Royal Lee, were super geniuses. They're just absolute genius. He developed a formula that has a 1-2 punch. When you take a PMG formula, and they have it for all organs with standard process, but for our purpose, we want to heal the pancreas, right? Right here, heal this thing up. So if you are diabetic or you're hypoglycemic, you're going to be on this while you're on the diet. If you're not, you don't have to. Okay, but if you have pancreas issues, or even if you haven't been diagnosed, if you're pretty sure you're hypoglycemic and stuff, then while we put it to sleep for the one time in your life, let's heal it. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be a diabetic anymore. You can heal it. But you got to stop eating the wrong food long enough to heal the pancreas and take a supplement to heal the pancreas. That's the other thing Atkins doesn't do. They don't let you take a supplement. They don't put you on a supplement that heals your pancreas. Actually, nobody does. Just me and other people that carry standard process. And the second thing Atkins does wrong is every 2 weeks you get a splurge day. Have you ever do that? It's kind of cool. You eat the stuff, you're eating like a pig, but you're still losing weight. But every 2 weeks you can eat all the ice cream for one day you want. And brother, I'd put away some ice cream, okay? I would do about 1.5 gallons that day. And I'd go back on the diet for 2 or 3 weeks and I'd have a big splurge day, banana splits and everything else. And that was fun, but guess what? Every time you do it, it's like gouging the bear that's hibernating. It never finishes healing. And so when you're done with the Atkins diet, what happens to your weight? It goes right back up to 90 pounds I lost and 10% more. Because I never let it heal. That's how you reset your weighostat. Their presentation doesn't really explain that. You've got to reset it by healing the problem. You heal the problem, now it's reset. Now you've got a normal pancreas. You replace the parts that need to be replaced. Literally, the body will replace the cells that are bad. You give it the nutrition it needs to. What's nice about a PMG formula is a PMG has 2 parts to it. They take organically raised cows' pancreases, sterilize them, freeze dry them, and then they take nutrients for the pancreas and shove it inside like a honeycomb. Okay? So when you swallow a pill, because if you're diabetic, your body's attacking your pancreas, right? You understand that's why you're diabetic. You're attacking it. Any organ that's under stress, your thyroid, your pancreas, the body attacks with antibodies. It's just the way the body handles things. If it's bad, they think it's a foreign tissue and they start to attack it. And so what we do is we take this pill and those antibodies floating around your body will attack the pill. That's simple, but it's genius. He figured that out. You take the pill, the antibodies get attracted to the pill, leave the pancreas alone. As the pill breaks down, it releases nutrients that feed the pancreas, so it's like a 1-2 punch, whammo. And over the course of weeks or months, the pancreas heals. And once it's healed, it no longer creates an antibiotic response. An autoimmune response is what it is, okay? You remember that thing about kick a man when he's down? That's what the body does. If you have an organ that's down, it kicks it down lower and lower, and we degenerate. I've had it happen. Twice I almost died attacking my own blood cells. Crazy, isn't it? But it just goes down, down, down. But I wasn't eating properly either, okay? That's why I do this work now. Pancreatrophin's where it is. If you're going to take that if you're diabetic or hypoglycemic. Now that's only about 1 in 3 clients that come in. Not everybody's on that, okay? Tuna oil is so you sleep better, and it's also for your omega-3 fatty acids. All right, you need that for your brain, your skin, your hair, and to sleep. It's going to help with that. Wheat germ oil is vitamin E. It's natural vitamin E. We've all bought wheat germ oil at Sam's or Walmart, right? And you break it open, wipe it on scars and scabs. You ever wipe wheat germ oil on a burn? Or vitamin E of any type? It heals. But if you put it on, it's like Vaseline. That came from petroleum. And you're swallowing that. Now they've altered the molecule. You think your body doesn't know the difference between that and something that comes from wheat germ that's natural, that's plant source? This is all, everything we're doing is organic, whole food, plant source based nutrition. Has some organic raised cow stuff in it too for certain products. But the wheat germ oil is natural vitamin E, and it's cheap. It's like $8.50 for a bottle. I used to charge 16 bucks for a bottle when I first got it, and somebody told me they looked it up, and I'm ripping them off, and I said, you're crazy. And I called up Standard Process and said, what are you charging me? They said, 4 bucks. Here's another bottle, sir. And I said, how do you guys make it so cheap? They refrigerate the factory, because most places you buy wheat germ oil, they fast grind it. And when they fast grind it, it goes up to 210 degrees, denatures the oil. It's no longer effective. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to do anything. It's not an antioxidant anymore. Second problem is, they usually put them in a bottle, and as soon as you open the lid 3 or 4 times and expose oxygen to the oil, it's an antioxidant. It oxygenates the oil. Now it can't be when you drink it, it won't make an antioxidant. So everything Standard Process makes that's an antioxidant is in a cap. The tuna oil is, the wheat germ oil, it's in its own little gel cap. So it can't be exposed to oxygen until after you swallow it. So if you need to put it on your skin, I just break the end of it open. You wipe it on your scars, you'd be amazed how scars go away. Scabs heal fast. Or you can stop yourself from scarring if you put it on a fresh wound. And I should have done, I got these scars here. They were so minor, I didn't even bother putting wheat germ oil on. Now I got scars. It was minor scratches. Go figure. I should have put wheat germ oil on it right away. Potassium so you don't cramp. We're not eating any fruit, right? No fruit, no sugars. If you're not eating fruit, you're not getting potassium. My mother-in-law's a diabetic, God bless her. Her weight's doing better and stuff, but she still has to have 2 halves of banana a day, which means her pancreas is never going to heal when she's doing that. And I give her potassium, and sometimes if she overdoes it, walks too far or whatever, we get a call at 3 in the morning, oh, she's got that cramp. You know what I mean, the groin cramp, it's horrible. I mean, it hurts. I've had it before. And that's why I'm going to tell you this right now, word to the wise. Keep a little bit of potassium by your nightstand in a water bottle. Because if you do happen to get a cramp, maybe you've worked real hard in the yard that day, you didn't think about it much, you just took 1 in the morning, 1 before at dinner time. If you have cramps at nighttime, take 1 right before bed too. But if you overdid it, sometimes that's still not enough. If you start to get a cramp, grab a couple, chew them, and swallow and don't move. Every time it's happened to me, I've been downstairs, haven't gone to bed yet, and I'm like on the ground crawling. I'm hoping my wife hears me, but she doesn't. I'm crawling like Quasimodo across the floor, knocking something of bottles off. And about the time I find it, I'm going for the cramp. Then my wife comes downstairs. What the heck is wrong with you? You know? I go, cramp. Well, can't you walk? No, I can't. When it's bad, you can't. You try to hop, and it's like, oh gosh, you can't move. It's not fun. And that's a side effect of not eating fruit. That's why when we get done with the diet, you're back on fruit in the mornings. Okay? This is temporary. There's certain things you might want to take the rest of your life, like wheat germ oil and tuna oil, because I want my heart to have fuel till the day I die. I don't want to be low on omega-3s for it, okay? And I want to sleep good. Now, we either give you minerals or catalin. Catalin's an inexpensive organic whole food multivitamin. Minerals are if you have thyroid issues, we tell you in the consultation that sometimes thyroid issues can slow down weight loss. Then instead of a multivitamin, which Catalin has a little bit of every pill out there in the brown box, is in Catalin. That's what it is. It's a little bit of everything. Minerals are if you have thyroid issues. I'm going to find out, I'll test which mineral out of the 6 we could choose, test best for you, and then we will use that mineral on you. Like we just added a mineral to your program today. Now the body said it needs a mineral. Okay, so and that'll help you sleep better too, because that means you got some minerals that are low in the brain. So we either use a mineral or Catalin, whichever's there. And the last one is magnesium lactate. Why? For bowel movements. Okay. We want your bowels to move great. They have to move every day. What's the 2 things that have to happen for you to heal? You have to sleep good, and your bowels have to move good. It's the 2 rules. Has to happen. That goes for nutrition, for Lipo Laser, for chiropractic, for pain laser, for anything I do in my office in the 8 divisions. It's all, you got to have your bowels moving to eliminate toxins. Especially when we're doing all this detoxification. If we're doing this like crazy and your bowels aren't moving, we're just got more and more toxins loading up, and they're going to start to reabsorb and go back in the body. We don't want to play ping pong. We want to do one-way shots. We don't want them going in and out of the body. Okay? That's how we do it. Now, Garcinia cambogia is to help kill appetite. It's a big catch-all term. You go to Dr. Oz's website. You don't believe me? It's $50 a bottle, $49.95 a bottle. We get it in quantity, so we were able to sell it for $29.95. Yeah, I know. Sometimes they run a Groupon special, and sometimes you can pick a bottle up here or there for $15.99 or $19.99 or something. Okay, but I'm just saying we have it here for you. That comes in waves like that. They come by and do that. But we're half the price of Dr. Oz. Raspberry ketones has resveratrol in it. It's anti-aging. and it helps the skin to contract. So it helps to tighten skin. So as you're going through weight loss, we really recommend the raspberry ketones. I'm almost out, so I've got to order some more. Oh, both of these I'm almost out. I have to order in at least 100 or 200 at a time in order to get a price break. So that's why I do that. Now this last one, gymnema, is very important. If you are a sugarholic, if you are an addict for sugar, and like I say, sugar is just like heroin. It's just as addictive as heroin. I'm a sugar addict, gang. I used to pass out surveys. I don't do that now because I get too much material to cover. But if you cannot break the sugar habit, about 1 in 10 clients we put on gymnema, and it works. Somebody started nobody's in this class. And no one started last week, and she's doing great on it. And usually by the time you finish that first bottle, you don't need another bottle. Sometimes certain people need a second bottle. It just kills the craving for sugar. You take it right before mealtime. But here's the coolest thing. If you really follow our diet plan, once you hit that rush, it's a rush. When you start to release fat mobilizing hormone and your blood sugar's stable, and you're riding that wave and you feel good, when you get to that point, you think you want the sugars. You know what it is when you want sugar late at night? Well, usually you're thirsty. And if you just make some herbal tea and put a little stevia in it, right? The natural sweetener. Put the stevia extract. This is Now brand. You put that in it, you're in good shape. Okay? So, that's all you have to do. Let me go over how the diet works. It's real simple. All you have to do is eat salads, vegetables, meats. For breakfast, you have a protein source. You just tried cocoa. So you can have an omelet. There's all kind of stuff to look at afterwards. But all you do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, yeah, I'll give you a list of that. It's no big deal. So I'm going to put breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. So there's 4 meals a day, okay? For breakfast, you have a protein source. Whatever kind you want. Cocoa, they have a pre-made omelet. It's already got spices and stuff in it. You just blend it, and you pour it into the pan. I usually cook some vegetables first if I'm making an omelet. I like to cut up a little bit of green pepper, a little onion, maybe some zucchini, whatever we got left over from the night before. All kinds of stuff, a little spinach. Get it cooking in the pan, and then I just pour the eggs on top and make my omelet. Okay? But usually I'm in too big a hurry, so I just do cocoa in the morning. And now that I'm past that fat mobilizing hormone part, now that I've got that there, I'm not that hungry in the morning. I just do a shake because I don't want to go without eating. I've got to have, here's a rule, write this down. You must have half your body weight in grams of protein a day. You have to. If your ideal weight is 150 pounds, you have to have a minimum of 75 grams of protein a day. That's a minimum, okay? You can eat more protein than that, but you know, like a chicken breast is about 60 grams of protein. Just an average, not a huge one, just a regular sized chicken breast. All right, each shake is about 15 to 17 grams of protein. So between 3 shakes and a chicken breast at dinner, you're going to have 90, 100 grams of protein that day. You're okay. Never go less. Always go over the grams of protein. I'm not trying to upsell you more protein shakes or anything. Between what you eat and the protein shakes you do, you got to have half your body weight a day in protein. Very important. Let me make sure the camera's in frame here, because I moved it over for that one. Does that make sense, ladies? All right, here. Good. So, for breakfast, just have a protein source. P-R-O-T, protein source, whichever one you want, okay? Now,
egg or cocoa.
Yeah, you can use, you can, if I'm making an omelet and I'm really hungry, I'll add 2 or 3 or 4 egg whites to it, okay? Usually, I can use a whole egg too, but you don't use too much yolk and get extra fat you don't want right now. You want just good fats. Not that it's bad fat, but I might use, for every 2 egg whites, I might use 1 whole egg if I'm blending stuff like that, but or else just use egg whites. So you can use that instead of the protein, instead of the omelet. But the omelet's already got seasonings, cheese flavor and stuff in it. So it's bacon on one of them too. So, but you can blend, I just put extra eggs in it. If I'm gonna make an omelet, I usually put a couple, 3 extra egg whites and the shake together and pour it in there and cook it up. And it makes a pretty big plate omelet, you know, even with just a little bit of vegetables.
And you can eat it all. I mean, you can eat the whole.
I could eat, start at the rear end of a horse and kiss it on the lips when I'm done.
I mean, it's not bad for you, is what I mean. You can eat the whole thing.
Yeah, no, you can eat the whole thing. It's protein. If you're hungry enough to eat it, eat it. It's okay. I don't want you ever to go unsatiated. That's the key. I want you not to be hungry. If I'm hungry, I eat. Okay? So, you can have a protein source. Can you have more? You can have salad and vegetables and other stuff too that morning if you want. I'm going to show you the standard diet, but if you're extra hungry, sometimes I've scrambled eggs and thrown it on top of a salad and just eaten through the whole thing. I was just really hungry that morning. You can have a limited salad on the diet, by the way. Now for lunch, you're going to have one protein source. You're going to have 2 cups of vegetables. And unlimited salad. Salad with the right kind of vegetables that you've got on the list there, okay? Which is, low glycemic ones. Cucumbers, pickles, same vegetable. But, lettuce. You can have a little bit of tomato, not a lot. It's a fruit, but you can have some tomato. On salad, what else I put? Green pepper, red pepper, onion, like zucchini, mushrooms. You can have cooked mushrooms, You can cook your vegetables for lunch. The 2 cups of vegetables don't have to be raw. A lot of times we'll make a frying pan, we'll just put a little water in it and kind of, not boil it, what do you call it, braise in it, like that.
Steam.
We have a steamer too. Sometimes we'll break out the steamer and just steam a bunch, and then we'll get our cups of vegetables for the next day.